Good evening, everybody. This is Stefan. Welcome to my channel. Sorry for the background noise. It's the 3D printer running. Very busy printing a few things. Tonight I've got a very interesting setup for you. I've substituted my Gigabyte 5090 Aorus Master for a Palit Gamerock OC just to experience a little bit with the Gamerock OC. Initially, I'm running this on my 9950 X3D, and I've swapped out the motherboard from my MSI Carbon Wi-Fi to the Asus Hero, the Crosshair Hero board, just to see a little bit if there's any difference. I played a little bit with the memory timings. There was a significant increase in stability between the MSI X870E Corsair Carbon and this Asus board. I must say the Asus board is performing much better with the memory timings. I was able to tweak it a little bit tighter, but yeah, that's just a little background. I tested the Gamerock board, and I was not very impressed with the cooler. As we know, the Gigabyte Aorus Master is a much better card, but I still felt, but listen, I could get the Gamerock Gaming OC, so this is the OC one, the Gamerock OC 5090, and I thought, but listen, I can get this for almost half the price of the Gigabyte, so that justifies a custom loop. I'll try and upload some pics a bit later on, but so I blocked the specific card. You can see it's nice while we're still sitting and idling. It's running at a 21 degrees Celsius with a max of 22. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run a few benchmarks. I'll split them up for you in a few videos just so that you can see how the card reacts in a 3D Mark time spa. So first of all, I just quickly want to take you through my settings, what I'm going to use. I'll do it on screen while you can see. So the first video is going to be a bit lengthy. So I thought my first run will be just a stock run. Then I'll do a manual OC to see what the difference is. Also, just for quick reference, I'm using currently the latest NVIDIA driver 577.00. So I'm not using the 58 driver, which is a bit better for benchmarking. So also I must say I'm using the NVIDIA capturing tool. I tested a bit earlier on and I'm losing about between 300 and 400 points in 3D Mark. Was it not Steel Nomad on 3D Mark? Let me quickly see what the name is of the test again. So I do lose a little bit of performance on this with the water block. I did some good OCs on my Gigabyte card. I was able to get on Port Royal, I was able to get 42 280 score. With the Gamerock OC card, I was able to get on Port Royal also 42, but a 42 400, which is quite well. Yeah, on Speedway I tested and I lose about 400 points with 3D Mark Speedway while I'm doing the recording via the NVIDIA app. Unfortunately, I don't have a dedicated capture card, so there is a little bit of performance loss. Also, I'm quickly going to take you through my NVIDIA settings. First of all, I'm taking off G.skill, so sorry, the screen's going to flicker a little bit. I think the capturing of that will also show that. Then I'm going to change my power management to maximum power, and also my texture quality I'll take it to highest performance. I'm going to apply these settings, and that's how I'm going to run these tests. So just so that you know, in my NVIDIA settings, these are my settings. So if you want to try and replicate it just to bench it against your card, here you can see it's stock default. I just put on the over delay. So the on-screen display also reduce the score with in 3D Mark Speedway with about 300 to 400 points. So in total, I should be getting about 800 points less. I will in my comments post what I was able to obtain with these, with links to the 3D mark without these disabled. But this is just for you to run it through so that you can see and experience it with you. There's not a lot of Palit OC or the Gamerock OC reviews. So the intention of this video is just to show you a little bit of, listen, the Gamerock, although it's a reference board design, it's still very good cards. It's still very good. I think if you luckily with the bin quality of the silicon, it's exceptionally well. So there's a lot of Gamerock videos out there, but very little about the Gamerock OC. So I'm going to run, I think let's start with Speedway and then a Steel Nomad, and then I will go over to a Port Royal. But I'll break them up in different video sections for you so that you can see. So my first run is going to be a default run, and then the second run is going to be a manual OC where I'll show you what the card is capable of. Okay, I think on Steam, let's just quickly go here offline. I think for that I need to be in Steam to go offline. So let's quickly go offline. Okay, good. So let's run it. I'm going to mute my mic just to to cancel out the noise from the 3D printer. And I don't think you want to hear me talk while we observe these beautiful tests. I'll discuss a little bit of the results afterwards. Okay, so the first run is done. So let's quickly see. Yeah, stock standard is 14,552. Now I know without the overlay and without the capturing, usually I get about 15,200 on stock standard with this card. So the capturing of a card really do take a little bit of a hit on the score. But I'll do a stock standard run and just link it in the bar for you. You can also see the card automatically without any OC boost to 2925, about constant. It kept in the range between 2917, and I think the highest that I saw was 2935 or 32. So it's very stable. While we only on this custom water cooling, I've got a 360 rads with a push-pull configs of T30s in it. My fan curve is about 50%, so it's running about 1500 RPM. And my environment where I'm currently sitting in is currently at 17 degrees Celsius. Now the GPU, it maxed out at 43 degrees Celsius. And let's quickly see here if we can see what our average temps was. No, it doesn't disclose it. Okay, I'm quickly going to do a manual OC with it. I'm going to leave the core voltage for some reason with a gigabyte card, the Astral, as well as a Gamerock. I experience a lot of instability when I increase the core voltage. I'm going to max out my memory clock to 6000, so it's effectively 3000 megahertz. With this, I'm gonna push it all the way up to I think about 250, 280. Let's, if I can remember, I think 262 was safe. And let's run it again and see what he does. I'm just gonna silence my mic again for the noise that the 3D printer is making, so it doesn't interfere in this test. So I don't know if you can see how good the capturing is, but the core clock is currently stable at about 3120. My GPU temperature is 42 degrees Celsius with 100% utilization. The clock seems to fluctuate between 3120 and 3135. While it's a nice and stable 42 degrees Celsius on the GPU core. I used phase changing pads on the GPU core, and for the memory and the VRMs I used thermal putty instead of thermal pads, as well as I made sure that there's proper contact with all of them. I'm using the Alpha Cool OC block from them. So I must say it's my first time using an Alpha Cool block. Usually I use the g.skill EK, and this is an amazing block. The performance of it is really exceptional. Okay, so the test is done. You could see very nice stability. My core, I overclocked it currently to 2662 with a memory overclock of 6000. Like I said, we can easily say this is very close to a 16,000 that we will be able to get without the overlay, as well as without the uh, uh, capturing what's currently happening. Okay, I'm going to stop my first video here and pop over to the next benchmark for you, gents.